Over 500,000 people have signed a petition to strip former Prime Minister Tony Blair of his title, a title personally bestowed by the Queen. Sir Tony, as he would now like to be known, was made a Knight Companion of the Most Noble Order of the Garter in the New Year's honours. It's the world's oldest national order of knighthood and the pinnacle of the British honours system. Well, let's talk about this petition now. Let's talk about the public reaction to this honour. I'm joined now in the studio by Andrew Pearce, journalist and consultant editor of the Daily Mail. Welcome
Morning.
To the programme, Andrew. This poll, was this to be expected? We know that Tony Blair is someone who divides opinion.
Yeah. Look, this is the oldest order of chivalry in the unwritten British Constitution, and if he had any chivalry about him, he'd have said to Her Majesty, thank you very much, but I'm not accepting it, because she has been caught in the flack, because it is a deeply, deeply unpopular honour which she's decided to give to him. She's drawing to the end of her reign. We know that. He was Prime Minister 14 years ago. He did some good things. I'm the first to admit it. He brought a peace in Northern Ireland, independence of the Bank of England. But I'm afraid the whole rocks of his premiership are stranded on the Iraq War. It was an illegal war, in my view. 179 British service personnel died in that war. Hundreds of thousands of people were killed, civilians. The whole Middle East instability is as a result of that war. And let's not forget, Tom, what the Chilcot report said into that war. That was 2.6 million words. I didn't read all of them, but I read again the summary by Sir John Chilcot, and it said that Tony Blair had not exhausted the options for peace before he went into war with George Bush. He also said he'd exaggerated the case that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. We also know about the death of Dr. David Kelly, the unfortunate weapons inspector, who was the source of a BBC briefing where he said the dossier which Blair had used to persuade the Commons to vote for war had been sexed up. These are huge scars, I'm afraid, on Blair's premiership. And let's not also forget, just a few weeks ago, we had the madness of the flight from Kabul. We withdrew our last remaining British personnel there. What do you think the families make, Tom, of the 474 people who died in Afghanistan? Do they not think that whole war was in vain? The Taliban are now back in charge, so did their loved ones lose their lives in vain? And let's not forget, too, hundreds more suffering life-saving injuries. That's why I'm afraid Tony Blair should not be given a knighthood.